Well, despite my penchant for lists about the negatives, sometimes I do feel like doing a video on the finer things in life. So here's a video of me gushing over vegetables and zombies with colourful guns and degrees in various branches of science. These are my 10 favourite characters, and I'm just going to make this clear now because I know somebody's going to question it. This is not the top 10 best characters in the game, these are the characters I enjoy playing the most. Okay, hope that's clear. I'm GMVS, let's go. Number 10 is Hockey Star. All-Star is a class I played more at the start of my life-changing decision to get into Garden Warfare, especially on GW1. Why? Well, he has Impunch, Sprint Tackle and 200 health, and of course, more health equals more power. And a powerful primary weapon that the naysayers refuse to acknowledge. The issue I had with All-Star is that so many of the variants are similar to each other. In GW1, and I still mostly stand by this opinion, I liked reg, goalie, rugby and especially cricket and didn't care for the other four, given that Hockey Star sucks on this game. And such was the case in the earlier days of GW2, but they buffed him to the moon, simply by reducing his time for overheating, which made him go from low tier to high tier in an instant. Not only is his weapon durable, but it's very accurate, has a high projectile speed and insane damage. Yes, 4 to 5 damage really is that good if you're shooting at rocket speed. He's easily the best All-Star in my opinion. No chump says all Gold-Star is not better, you f***ing idiot. And he's one of the few I still regularly play after mastering. Also, it's just awesome seeing how good he is now compared to how pitiful he used to be.
Come on. Dude, you're so weak! What is this? This character is so sh**.
Number 9 is Super Commando. Another one that I think is the best of its class. He may be the EP of Garden Warfare 1, but even after the big nerf, he's still top tier. In fact, he's better in some aspects. He gets 2 reload upgrades, and he isn't forced to zoom out when reloading due to the improved mechanics, which is easily the most annoying thing about using him on the first game. The guy's ridiculously accurate, versatile, and hits like a bob-omb car. Also, having the fastest reload in the entire game doesn't exactly hurt. However, he isn't my favourite character with Commando in the name. 8. Commando P. Now, unlike the previous two, I don't think this guy is the best P shooter. I don't even think he's in the upper band. Nevertheless, this guy has been my favourite P shooter pretty much since I first unlocked him on GW1. I was a fan of the soldier class, so a full auto P shooter was everything to me. Plus his damage is so damn good and can kill pretty much anything quickly. His damage at range isn't very good and he's not the most accurate character in the GW2 roster, but thankfully he's in the smallest and one of the most mobile classes, so it's very easy to close the gap between you and your foes. And he has Gatling for long range scenarios. The only thing I truly dislike about this guy is that I don't think his design is very good. Commando Pog Shooter anyone? But yeah, a lot of fun to be had with this character. The 7th spot goes to Z7 Imp. It's not just that he's easily one of the best characters in the game, the 3rd best after Toxic Brains and Electro P in my opinion. This guy is a blast to play. Pun very much intended. He's the zombie counterpart of Law P. He shoots depending on how fast you can pull the trigger, and I much prefer him over Law P. 1, because he doesn't have as many snobs as the Law P who totally worship him, and 2, because this infinitely fast mechanic suits the Imp class a lot more. He has a double jump and a stun. And of course, more shots. His mech isn't the best thing in the world, or the most fun, mostly due to its awkward bionic pull ability, but it's so satisfying scoring a kill with a Falcon backhand. And the Imp himself more than makes up for it. Also, it's totes hilarious going into a party, and then having people complain they can hear you mashing the trigger button. 6 is Mob Cob. I've never quite been able to put my finger on why I like this character so much. He was my first Corn variant, and I got him on only my 2nd day playing the game. And even though I didn't really know what set him apart from the regular Corn, I used him more. He'd gone to become my first Master Plant, and despite being considered by many to be a downgrade of Colonel Corn, I find him more accurate and his clip lasts longer despite lacking an ammo upgrade, and his penetration attribute may seem pointless, but it can make for decent crowd control. All in all, I find it truly baffling that people actually consider him the worst Corn. Honestly, I think he's the 3rd best, and he's always been my personal fave. Number 5 is one that probably shouldn't take a lot of explaining, the Computer Scientist. My favourite legendary character and new character in GW2 is easily one of the best characters in the game, with excellent damage, decent spread, the 2nd fastest reload in the game, and crunch mode, which spells absolute destruction. The legendary mode has an awesome screen effect, which to be fair probably hinders him more if anything, given he's vulnerable to traps like spikeweeds and potato mines, but the callback to the arcade jam in the 2nd mobile game makes up for it. Definitely one of the most fun characters to play, and unlocking him is one of the best things that can happen to a GW2 player. Also, I think he's easily the best design scientist. However, he's not the highest scientist on this list, as you'll find out soon. 4th spot, and the last plant on this list, is Alien Flower. Yes, my favourite plant in the game is the extraterrestrial flower that goes pew pew. It wasn't always this way. While she was one of the few sunflowers I liked on GW1, she ain't that good on the first game due to her lower mag size and lower cloud damage. However, much like Hockey Star, she got buffed on GW2 and became powerful, yet remains somewhat underrated. A handful of people still consider her the worst sunflower, probably due to her direct damage, which isn't the strongest. When paired with her cloud damage, can destroy zombies quite quickly, and they offer solid crowd control, which is always nice. I'm not saying she's the best sunflower, but she is the most fun, and it's always nice seeing superheroes rush you, thinking they can easily take out the innocent purple little creature, only to get totally turned on by the spore mist. The bronze medal goes to the Sky Trooper. While I turned a blind eye on this guy initially when unlocking him in GW1, because I was nuts deep in General Supremo, and I'd recently discovered the pure destruction of Super Commando, but when I came back to Sky Trooper, I got hooked on him and he's been my favourite soldier since. The guy absolutely melts up close, which is perfect, and that suits my playstyle, and with 2 rocket leaps, you're laughing. Of course, his ammo capacity can be testing, especially without upgrades, but the grind is worthwhile, and I'd honestly rank him as the 3rd best soldier, with Super Commando and the OG ahead. But of course, he's the highest on this list, so yes, I do find the Trooper to be the most fun. The silver medal goes to Chemist. Given his status as one of the game's most divisive characters, I want to make it clear I don't think Chemist is the best scientist. In fact, I'd say he's arguably the worst character on this list. Well, on the zombie side anyway. Sorry, Alien Flower. But what I love about this guy is that he's the perfect anti-bomb character, next to Electrician, and this guy in my opinion has everything a point blank only character needs. 2 warps, self-healing, and the choice of either a secondary heal source or a short range bomb you can use to help defeat enemies, and in this guy's case specifically, destroy hordes. I'd easily rank him ahead of the other point blank scientist. Sure, that guy can be a bit of a madness, and he does more damage, but he's basically a B grade marine biologist. The Chemist is his own entity because no other scientist deals with a bombing brigade quite like him. Of course, his spread makes him one of the game's most brain dead characters, and consequently the most annoying. In fact, the reason he's used excessively and a pain to fight is the main reason he's not at the top of the list. But set this guy up with 2 ammo and a damage upgrade and tell me he isn't buckets of fun. Also, one of the few actual good reward characters for reaching level 10 in the original game. Here's a few honourable mentions before I reveal the number 1 pick. And number 1 is the Painter. Yep, the gold medal goes to a class I wouldn't even consider my favourite. Engineer is another one where I like half the variants and don't care for the other half, but this is, predictably, another variant that goes back to Garden Warfare 1. I picked up this guy shortly after finding a new favourite in the mechanic, and when I was hitting 45 damage across the map, I lost my mind. And that's not even with his damage upgrade. And sure, that's not groundbreaking given his ROF isn't the fastest, but this guy is undisputedly the most versatile NG, and is built to be used as a sniper. Yeah, he has splash damage, which isn't too shabby by itself, but he isn't stuffed up close, as you can easily fight off plants in his face, plus he has a jackhammer and stun. He has a higher skill count than most other engineers, but also lacks some of their disadvantages. His projectile is faster, travels straighter and has infinite range, and while I'd say he's only the 2nd best engineer after the mechanic, his surgeon level accuracy and multi-purpose combat make him my number 1 favourite character in Garden Warfare 2.